How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of fucking Allagash time in the form of their River Trip. This is a 4.8% alcohol by volume, Belgian session style ale. Never had this before. Lucky enough, I live in Jersey. We get Allagash distribution out here. Actually, where I moved from, Pennsylvania, just got it back up where I live. So I move away and they make it the PA. What are you going to do? Anyway, I kind of wanted some kind of, sessionable chugger. So I stopped by a local beer store that's not like a beer store at all, but every now and then I'll find something there. And this is sitting in the cooler, less than a month old. Belgian-Style Session Ale. It's got me written all over it. So let's see what she's got. Allagash River Trip, Belgian-Style Session Ale, 4.8% alcohol by volume. On the back here it says, a companion to the backyards, backwoods, and balconies alike. This Belgian table beer packs an array of melon, citrus, and stone fruit notes, brewed with coriander, dry hopped, good for any adventure. We brew all our beers in a single brewery in Portland, Maine, just like we have since 1995. One of my favorite visits of all time is going up to Allagash, and I think that be that. Like I said, it has a can-on date of 5/23. Today is 6/27, so just about a month old. Done and done. Let's crack into it. It's been a while since I actually had it, let alone reviewed an Allagash beer, to be perfectly honest with you. So I'm kind of excited about it. A lot of their stuff shelf turns it up around this area. One of my favorite beers of all time that they make is their, Happy Table beer. And put that there and throw this kind of up there, give you an idea what the label looks like. Happy Table beer, and every time I see it in the cooler, I pick it up, and it's from last year. That's kind of how stuff rolls here with Allagash. But I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful golden hue to it. Infinitely creamy head, pillowy up top, super tight compact bubbles, and it's just radiating color. As far as the label goes, it makes sense. It reminds me of the jorts, or the shorts, or the jams, if you will. The shorts you would wear back in like the 60s and 70s and 80s when you went kind of swimming. That kind of three-tone pattern. Think of that kind of winter jacket kind of thing. That's kind of what pops in my head, so it kind of makes sense. Your old school kind of hippie smoking, hippie Vermont kind of head. That's kind of what I think. And the beer itself just looks like a rich, soft hazy to it. Does she look Belgian? Sure. I mean, Belgian pale ales, or Belgian style session ale, usually a bit clearer than this. Even though they're not huge for filtering their beers, they usually come off a little bit clearer, but we'll allow it. Let's get a nose. That's what I want, man, because this smells a lot to me like a hoppy table. Very much, probably very similar hops. Yeah, so you're getting this lemon lime character throughout the whole thing. I think you're definitely getting that from the hops, but I think you might be getting a little bit of this soft lemon vibes from the Belgian yeast too. You get a soft little peppery thing there, a very, very light touch of bubblegum vibes, a nice rich sweet maltiness with a little bit more of that kind of spicy soft white pepper in the background, but it's really dominated by this big kind of lemon wedge, lemon lime kind of twist kind of thing that's very bright, very sprightly, very Allagash, if you will. Yeah, that just smells beautiful. It just smells bright, while at the same time having something beyond hops, having something beyond malts. It definitely has that Belgian yeast kind of working overtime, showing its head, rearing its beautiful face, and showing the beer much more than what you typically get something of its ABV. You're talking sub 5%. You're talking quintessential chugger, if you will. And more times than not, when those beers are that small, a lot of people lean heavily on malt or hops. Here, you're actually leaning heavily on the yeast. Kind of works because it's Allagash. Let's dive in. Cheers. I could drink like 7,633,463,023.5 of these. A whole 26 would be, just a bit too much. No, I mean, it's really interesting because I feel like you're getting a bit of a lot of different places in this beer. You definitely get that Belgian treatment in there. You're definitely getting that soft kind of bubblegum vibes, a little bit more amped up actually in the taste, and the nose leads you on the belief, but a nice kind of soft peppery with a little bit of kind of coriander kind of vibe floating in there too. You're definitely getting that lemon lime hop thing. It's probably more hops than anything else. You're definitely getting that citrus, but it's more lemon lime kind of thing leaning on me. So it's kind of like your East Coast at play there. But there's a nice bittering pop to it also. You're getting this nice bittering West Coast. It's falling short of piney, but it's definitely like a bittering kind of little bit of a danky vibe to it. So you're getting a gamut of a bunch of different kind of notes and flavors in there. All very well balanced throughout. And I feel like there's even this soft kind of calcium-y kind of water treatment thing going on. It's adding a little bit of minerality to the water too. That adds even like a fourth dimension. Ooh, the crazy fourth dimension to the beer. It's delicious, man. Like I said, this comes in a 4-pack. I paid $12 for a 4-pack. Sure, $12 for a 4-pack. 16-ounce can. I don't think that's horrible, but in the perfect world it'll be a little bit cheaper, especially in Jersey. $12 actually means more like $12.50, blah, blah, blah. But this is a crusher. This is stuff that I want racks of. This is a case beer for me. And it just drinks really nice. It's pretty. It's super humid outside. I'd probably be doing outside reviews right now, but it's like 85 degrees and it's super humid. Even though it's a balmy 71 degrees in here and nice and cool, this is still hitting the spot. It's given me everything that I remember loving so much about hoppy table beer, but almost in just a softer, lighter package. Like they're using a little bit of soft oats, a little bit of Pilsner malt, just to kind of keep it super light, while at the same time letting those hops and letting that yeast kind of play a part and kind of bounce back and forth between each other in a really, really pretty way. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better session beers. Let's throw it in session beers that I've had as of late. Listen, I'm a sucker for Belgian beers. I'm a sucker for Allagash. So there's a little bit of preconceived notion when I go into this beer. And, maybe that's just because they make beers that I like. I don't know. But this really works for me. And just having that, running that gamut of flavors from your East esters to your East to West Coast, your citrus hops to your kind of little bit of resiny hops, having a really nice, I didn't even talk about, soft, creamy, pillowy mouthfeel to it. It just works for me and works in every way. So this is absolutely fantastic beer. Bag availability, like I said, $12 a 4-pack. That's not bad, but you're talking about sub 5%. It's Belgian beer. It's Allagash. That's fine. And leave you with I picked it out of a not so well known beer place, like a not non-good beer place. Let's air quote that. So you should be able to find it. I hope so. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like chuggers, you like Belgian beers, you like a little bit of West, a little bit of East, and let's just bring it back full circle if you like chuggers. This is going to do you proper. Sure, they call it River Trip. They mean it to be a kind of outdoorsy, let's go boating, let's go golfing, let's go doing those things kind of beer, and it does that in spades. And I think if you really dig Allagash, you like hops, and you like a nice kind of soft, pillowy beer, but at the same time you want a little bit more character from your yeast than just a typical kind of generic, gobble up and clear out quick kind of yeast. This is going to do you really, really nicely. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. You want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little Allagash jammer right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.